This is video 4 on carbohydrates, and this is Mrs. G revises food prep. Okay, so carbohydrates are macronutrients, so they're the larger of them. They're needed for energy, and they're mainly divided into two groups, sugars and starches. Sugar. Glucose and fructose can be found in food naturally. So fruits and vegetables have it already in, and that's called intrinsic sugars. Or they're added during the manufacturing process, things like cakes and sweets and drinks, and that's called extrinsic. The way I try and remember that is it's added extra. So added sugars are often referred to as empty calories because they have no nutritional benefit other than energy. So they give us calories for energy, but nothing else at all. Okay, so starch. Starch is found in foods such as potatoes, bread, pasta and rice, as well as cereals, vegetables and fruits, but in very small amounts in those. Starchy foods contain lots of nutrients, including B vitamins, iron and calcium. Whole grain starch food is, they have a really high fibre content, so that's really good for us because it works like a sponge and figures out all the pipes on the way out. Our body breaks down sugar and starch into glucose, which is absorbed into our blood and used by our body for energy. Okay, science bit, simple carbs. Simple carbohydrates such as sugar can be divided into monosaccharides, so single sugars, or disaccharides, double sugars. Monosaccharides are the most basic, so glucose would look like that and fructose would look like that. Disaccharides are made of two monosaccharides, so such as sucrose, which is a bit of glucose and a bit of fructose stuck together. So the body rapidly digests simple carbohydrates, making blood sugar levels rise quickly, providing a really short burst of energy. And that's when we talk about sprints rather than marathons. So simple sugars provide quick use energy for sprinting. Complex carbs. Now this is our marathon side of it. Complex carbs are such as starch are polysaccharides. So that's many sugars. Polysaccharides are made up of lots of monosaccharides joined together. So starches are made of lots of glucose molecules. So that's a kind of starch link, and there'll be lots of those glucose molecules stuck together. Complex carbs take longer to digest than simple ones, so they gradually increase blood sugar levels and provide a slow, steady release of energy. So that's our marathon energy. It lasts a much, much longer amount of time. Okay, glycemic index. The glycemic index, GI, rates carbohydrates on how quickly they affect our blood sugar levels. So high GI are digested quickly and cause a rapid rise in blood sugar levels. High GI foods include white bread, pasta, rice, cornflakes, watermelon. Okay, so they're the quick ones. There are sprinting ones. Low GI foods are digested slowly and release a gradual rise in blood sugar levels. Low GI foods include whole wheat bread and pasta, brown rice, peaches and porridge. Okay, 50% of our energy should come from carbs. Ideally, most of this energy should come from starchy foods and natural sugars, such as those found in bread, pasta, fruit and vegetables. Free sugars, such as those added to food and drink during the manufacturing of sweet foods like syrups and fruit juice, should take up no more than 5% of our diet. On average, in the UK, we consume too much sugar. To help with this, food labelling not only has a section for total carbohydrates, but also has an extra section called of which sugars. This helps people to separate their sugar intake from their total carb intake, so they actually understand how much sugar they are taking in. Too much in excess or too little deficiency carbohydrate in our diet is unhealthy and can have serious effects on how our body functions. With deficiency, so that's too little, lack of carbohydrate causes our blood sugar levels to drop. This drop can cause hunger, dizziness, tiredness, because our body has got less energy than it needs. If our bodies don't have enough energy, it will use up fat in the diet or in the body. If we have a fat deficiency, then our bodies will start to use up protein, and this will cause us to lose muscle, which makes us quite weak. Excess. Too much carbohydrate than our body uses is converted into fat. Too much fat causes obesity and other issues. Sugars are the worst because they're digested quickly, meaning the energy is ready to use immediately and then we store it as fat. Eating too much sugar can lead to tooth decay, dental caries. Free sugars are the worst type. Things in fruit juices, they cover the teeth and they rot them really quickly. Because simple carbohydrates are quickly digested, they cause rapid sugars in the blood levels. If our blood sugar levels fluctuate too wildly, it can lead to the development of type 2 diabetes, and we don't want that in the slightest.